3 years ago, if you bought an entry-level scooter, like this new model from NIU called the KQi 100P, you pretty much had the most basic scooter out there. Oh, but things have changed. They've changed a lot. The 100P has features that you would only see on super scooters a couple years ago. There's been no other entry-level scooter that has even come close to what this gives you. And I'm gonna show you what that is right now. Now, before I talk about all those features, I gotta talk about the price because they're only charging $350 for this. Now you're thinking, it's not a big deal. I've seen scooters that cost that much, but just wait until I show you what this can do. Well, to start, I'm not gonna show you what this scooter can do, not yet anyways, because I wanna talk about the comfort. And I chose this part of this neighborhood to talk about that because this is a sidewalk. And I would say 9 out of 10 scooters that cost less than $500, if you take them on sidewalks, your eyeballs, they're gonna be vibrating quite a lot. So comfort is the first thing that I wanna talk about. There's 3 things that this has that makes this one of the best entry-level scooters. The first are the air-filled tires. Those air-filled tires just take away all of the smaller bumps and vibrations that you get on sidewalks. And then above the tire, you have dual suspension. A $350 scooter with air-filled tires and suspension, that is hard to find. I'm 180 pounds and I cannot bottom that out. Booyah! Maybe if I do that. The third thing is the frame design. Most scooters either have 2 pieces connecting to the stem or 1. This one, as you can see, has 2. It just gives you better stability. As you can see, I'm holding my phone with one hand and the other hand's on the handlebars. I'm gonna go onto the road here. A little bump there, no big deal. The balance on this is just awesome. All right, now let's dive into some features. And in order to do that, I've got to talk about power. Now, it should probably come at no surprise, but this only has 1 motor. $350 is not gonna buy you dual motors. But in the rear here, you have a 350 watts, which can take you up to 28 kilometers per hour. Or if you open up the app, you can change that down to around 7 kilometers per hour. In the 20 scooters I reviewed in this price range, there's not one where you can adjust the speed. Now, as far as power for hills, that's usually the weak spot for a lot of cheaper scooters, but not this one. It was slow, but it got me up to the top of a 15% grade. The next feature I wanna talk about has to deal with acceleration. In the app, you can change it from a 0 start to a kickstart. Now that's pretty boring. There's other scooters that can do that, but this has got one more thing you can do. You can change it from a slow to a fast acceleration. There's 3 levels. This next feature deals with the brakes. In the app, you have 3 regen levels. Level 1, level 2, and level 3. And then in the front wheel, you have a drum brake with the lever on the left side of the handlebars. And then when you squeeze the lever, the tail light lights up. A couple years ago, it was rare to find lights on a $350 scooter. Want to take a break for a second and talk more about the app, if I can take my helmet off. Because these guys make one of the best apps. And one of my favorite features in the app is that you can set the limit of how much you want your battery to be charged. Apparently, if you're fully charging it up every single time, it tends to not like that. In the app, you can also contact their customer service. They've also partnered with a ton of stores throughout the country. So if you ever have a problem and you don't know how to fix it, you can just search the store that's closest to you and bring it in and they should be able to help you out. The last thing in the app that I like is the alarm. Oh, yo, 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 a free scooter. Yeah, righteous, here we go. Hey, what's going on? Wheels are not freely spinning. They go about 10 inches and then they lock. Okay, stop. There you go. That pretty much wraps it up for all the features. So I want to talk about a few things that I didn't like. And that is the angle of that stem. That is pushed back towards the rear of the scooter. The cockpit area, this space between your waist to the handlebars, is very small. Now what's funny is they say this has a rider size of 311, which I've never seen that before. 311? New, do you guys realize how tiny of a person that is? The high end is like 6'4" or 6'5". A 6'4" guy on this thing, woo, good luck. Now the good news to that frame is that it easily folds in just a couple steps. Unlatch here, bring it back, and just snaps into place. And it's not that hard to carry around. It's only 38 pounds, and it can carry a rider up to 265 pounds. Now, I think you would have to be a little bit lighter than 265 to go the 18 miles they say this can go, after a full charge of around 5 hours. And it does have all the BMS stuff. So you can plug it in, go in the house, relax, and let that BMS stuff do its work. There's just a few more features that I thought were worth mentioning about the KQi 100P. That is a heck of a name. And that's the nice grips. They feel nice, a little bit larger. It's the right size of commuter grip. Then you got this nice flick bell. Control pad is a little bit cheap looking and filling. This thing here does not do anything. Just the power button. And when you double tap that, that turns on the headlight. Move it down to the deck. Comes up in the front, flattens out in the middle, comes up in the back. It's a single piece and just jives well with the frame. And then look at this. You got new that they cut out. That's a new design. It's got an IPX5 water resistant rating. Got reflectors on the side. And then you have internal wiring. If you guys have been watching me for a couple of years, every now and again I'll say, this is the best and my favorite commuter scooter, or this is the best budget-friendly entry-level scooter. And so I'm gonna say it again because this has raised the bar. The ride quality is awesome, the look and design is good, and then all the things you can customize. 3 years ago, this would have been a super scooter, minus the power and a few other things. If you wanna check it out, I got more information in the description. And if you wanna see more scooters from New, I got a couple up here. So go check those out. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.